Hey, it's that fantasy chick here today for a 10th anniversary live stream. Yes, this channel has been on YouTube for 10 whole years. Now, goodness gracious, sorry. It started out with a different name. Um yeah, sorry. I got things going on here. That strange. But anyway, sorry, on the wrong page. So yeah, sorry. So it started out on uh sorry. Give me a minute. It's been like if you've been on my live streams in the last couple of weeks, I have not been on StreamYard, so I've had to get everything back in place and blah 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 blah. So this is my first time streaming on StreamYard since the 1,000 subscriber celebration where I brought on my sisters and described Doom Patrol to them, um, to everyone's delight. But yeah, so 10 years ago, I started out this channel, Lavalley Pictures. It was a place for me to put my short films because, that's like, all my short films were on there, and my short films are still there under the short film playlist. You'll find all of my short films there. So, and I don't know why I'm just now thinking about this because I should have been keyed this up. I wanted to actually show for like maybe a few seconds the very first video that I posted. Um, I and it. Excuse me. Oh, I hate this. Let's make sure camera's still connected. Lord Jesus. But okay. So what was I saying? Okay. So I want to show the very first. Well, it won't be the very first video because truthfully, what happened is the very first thing I posted to the channel was this animated logo that someone did for me years and years ago, and I do want to get it updated because it looks old. It looks old. um, so, and then I posted two of my short films, like maybe a week apart, and then in the third week, I got news about the the Gem and the Holograms movie. And I was a bit heated. So I did a rant for the Gem and the Holograms movie. So that's the first video that I shot for this channel. This is the first video that I shot for this channel, specifically for this channel that wasn't a short film. And I posted this 10 years ago, and it was about I wonder if I probably do. Let me unpause that. Unmute that just to make sure you can hear it, and let me share my video. What am I doing? Share screen. Gemini holograms rant. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, so let's put me down here so I'm not in the way. Okay. All right. So, and as you see, that Lavalley chick. Now that came when a friend of mine, Amber, she told me, she was the one who encouraged me to start this channel. And she was saying something about, yeah, that Lavalley chick. So that's what I named the channel Lavalley Pictures. And then, like, for my first videos, it was That Lavalley Chick. But then along the way, of course, it changed to That Fantasy Chick, which I like better.
So I'm doing this video because I just finished watching, I broke down and watched the Gemini Holograms, the so-called Gemini Holograms trailer. And, I had been hearing all this stuff about it. I thought that it was just going to be a horrible film because, that happens. They take a property that you know and love, they make a horrible movie. They do it all the time. But this is more than just a horrible movie. This is not Jim and Holograms. This is just some chick who uploaded a video to YouTube and got a bunch of views, and she got a record deal. But this that's not Jim and Holograms. They started when her father died, and he had a record company. He had a orphanage, and she had to use the record company to raise money for the orphanage so they can, keep the little kids off the street. And he invented Synergy, which gave her the gem hologram and would change their looks. And they went out and became this group. And she had this whole other alter identity that nobody but Synergy and the holograms knew was two different people. They had no idea that Jim and Jerica were two different people, except Synergy and the holograms. They
Okay. So that's like a minute and 30. I'm not going to play the whole 8.5 minute video. If you want to see the rest, you can see. You can go watch it on my channel. You just got to click to, okay, the oldest. And then you'll get it. You'll see it. Oh my goodness, I keep going to the wrong thing. So, put this banner up. Bam. Also, okay. You know what? Let's do something else. Dang. Okay. So YouTube has this thing where you can do goals in the comments for super chats, I think. So I started a goal. I'm gonna see how this works. I started a goal, and if we get 10 super chats, and I think what's the time? 10 super chats. Ooh, 16 minutes. Okay. So if we get the 610 super chats, it's not going to be 60 minutes. I really want it to be 30 minutes. I don't know how fast this time is going. So basically, if we get 10 super chats in the next 30 minutes, because I don't know if we're going to be on longer than that, I will tell you the story of how I almost got thrown under the bus for because of high school. It was, I don't know, should I say for High School Musical, or no, I almost got thrown under the bus because of High School Musical 3. So, and this isn't like, oh, a story about going to see the movie. This is a story about, I didn't work on the movie, but I did work sort of adjacent, and a tiny little scandal broke out. It was a tiny little scandal, but when it broke out, yeah, my boss was on the phone to the legal department like all day, and I had to hustle to cover myself because I was like, I can see it now. I can see it now. They gonna blame this on me, and it's not my fault. So by the end of the day, I had figured out. I'm not gonna tell you the story. Okay. So in 30 minutes, if we get 10 super chats, I will tell you the complete story of what really happened. Okay. In the meantime, okay, so the channel is used to be called Lavalley Pictures. Now it's called That Fantasy Chick, which I like. I had started, going by That Fantasy Chick on my streams and things like that. So, just change the name over. And the truth is, I have been on this channel has been on YouTube for 10 years, but it has not been going for 10 years straight. I did it as Lavalley Pictures for like a year, and then I walked away. So if you would go back and you'll see, like, yes, there was like, the first year of things. It was like videos from 10 years ago, and maybe 10 or 9 years ago, like a whole year's worth of videos. And then I stepped away for, I guess, 6 years. 6 years. Yes, it was 6 years, because that would be 2016 to 2022. So late 2022, like late summer 2022, I decided, okay, let's start this channel again, because I had, there was some things that I was like, I could have talked about if I had the channel, like Obi-Wan, and just the shows that were out around then, probably also all of those Marvel shows like WandaVision, Loki, because I think I did talk about season 2 Loki, but Loki first season, and the other show. I always call it Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, like, I could have been talking about those shows. So I came back and started doing, like, I started doing lives, and then I started making videos. I think the first video I did was talking about HBO Max and the trifling mess that they were doing. Um, so I have a few videos on HBO Max. I should probably do a HBO Max playlist of all the videos that I've done. It'll probably include some live streams. Me talking about that, of just all the mess that they get involved in, that they have been involved in since the devil took over. Uh but okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to stay positive, because yeah, I loved HBO Max when it first started. It was a great idea. I actually did the thing where I signed up before it went live. They tricked me. They were like, sign up before it goes live, and then you'll have this low price of $11.99 a month, right? Then the thing goes live, and my app on Roku hasn't changed. It's still just HBO. I think it was HBO Now. It's still HBO Now. There is no new app in the store. And so I get pissed off. I think I contacted HBO Now through Twitter. It was Twitter back then. I still call it Twitter. I'm very disrespectful. And and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're still working out a deal with Roku and what's the other one? Oh, what's the other one? Is Roku Fire Stick." So Roku and Fire Stick did not have apps. And they were like, and at that time, Roku and Fire Stick made up a combined 70% of people, 70% of homes that streamed on Roku and Fire Stick. Now that's not homes who had HBO Max, that's just homes in total. But still, that's a lot of potential people who did not have HBO Max on their TV. So I was pissed. So I complained. So they gave me like a month free. I was like, I need to have all the months free until you get on Roku, which did not happen until December. So this was from May to December. I could not watch HBO Max on my TV. And they were like, watch it on your computer. I'm like, I'm not a college student. I don't watch movies on my computer. I watch them on TV, people. But I still have the HBO Now app. So I can still watch HBO, but not like the entire HBO Max catalog. So I was highly pissed. I was highly pissed. Um, and I was not happy until they finally made their deal with, I think they made it with Roku first, or they might have made it with Roku and Fire Stick. But definitely they did it by December because that's when Wonder Woman 2 came out. Wonder Woman 1984. I mean, so because like this all coincided with the panini. So everybody was watching movies at home. So, they wanted to make sure the most people watch this movie. And people aren't, people like me, stubborn people like me, weren't gonna watch it on no computer. So I was able to watch it on my TV. Da 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 da. Let's see. How are you? That's okay. So that is my friend. She has the Lord. She has a business called Impressive Collections. We streamed together last week, Lord Jesus. And if you were to go to it's gonna say, when going live with Impressive Collections, there is a link to her store. And you can get lovely things on there, like a Say Drake uh t-shirt. It's awesome. And also a Have the Day You Voted For t-shirt. She has that in, like, I think 2 different designs, multiple colors. I love it. Love it. So um do so but yeah. So um so we're looking at roughly 15 more minutes for the goal. I don't know if anybody has. Nope, no one has the goal, but it's there. It is there if we want to hear the the High School Musical anecdote, you know, donate. And it's whatever. You don't even have to donate that much. You can donate $1. you know, uh that would be cool. Okay, so um I had wanted to play a movie trivia, but I don't know if there's going to be enough people to participate. Do you want to participate, Mickey B, with a movie trivia? I know myself, like I remember, what was that? It was our 1,000 subscriber celebration. And I had my sisters on, and we did Harry Potter trivia. Now I rocked the Harry Potter trivia, but this stuff, I glanced over it and I was like, I don't know this stuff. They updated the list because I think I played this trivia before on one of my lives. It might have been a birthday live. I can try, but I'm not on your level. Okay. This stuff is like, they updated it March of 2025. So we'll okay, we'll see. Let's present and let's see how we do. Uh where is it? Here we go. We're not doing 225. We're doing 10. But I don't know how we going. I don't know. Uh-oh. What's wrong with my camera? Goodness gracious. Lord, what is going on? There we go. Oh my. Can I move this? How do you move this? Edit layout. Let's see. Oh, now this is. I'm trying to move this out of the way. Great. This is going to be. And now I hate this when it does the camera goes out. Okay. All right, save. Just custom layout one. Come on now. Great. All right. Lord, y'all, I don't know what. Okay. All right. So that's better. I was going to be blocking the questions and answers. Thank you, my best friend Michelle, for giving a super chat. So, 9 more chats and you get the High School Musical. You get 9 more chats and we get the High School Musical story. Okay, I'm gonna give it an extra 15 minutes. All right, let's play. And now I have to move that so we can see the question. Where are the questions? Here we go. Okay, first question. Which Oscar winning animated feature of 2025 starred a black cat? Um, I don't know any of the animated features. I don't even know any of the live action features that was nominated for. I did not watch the Oscars at all. What is going on right here? Can we hide this? Yes. Okay. Sorry. But does anyone have the answer to that? Which Oscar winning animated feature of 2025 starred a black cat? No. Okay. um let me put in let's see the answer. Flow. Don't know what flow is. Okay. Number 2. Oh, why are they doing Oscar questions? I guess that's why they updated it in March. They updated it with a bunch of Oscar questions. Okay, I'm gonna skip past all the Oscar questions because I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, okay. So I think we're past that. Um, Oh, I accidentally saw the answer. Who plays folk music legend Pete Seeger in A Complete Unknown, which I think is the Bob Dylan movie. I accidentally saw the answer. I don't know if you saw it too. If you saw it, don't worry about cheating. Just go ahead and put it down. Put it in the chat. I haven't watched it. I think this is a complete never saw it. This is the Bob Dylan movie starring that boy Timothy Chalamet. But okay, I think it's even showing a little bit here. So let's go up. It's Edward Norton. The last Edward Norton movie I saw was him as the Incredible Hulk. Which role did SNL's Bowen Yang play in Wicked? Okay, see, my niece needs to be on here because she could. I mean, I don't know if she would know Bowen Yang's name, but I could tell her what character he was, but I can't tell what that character's name. I don't even know if I've ever heard them say his name. Um, so loved Wicked, loved Bowen and Wicked, loved Bowen Yang. Period. I saw Wicked and still don't know who that is. That's okay. So remember the 2 people who was always kissing Galinda's butt, the boy and the girl. He was Bowen Yang is the boy. Bowen Yang is, the boy always kissing up to Galinda. I do not know his character's name though. I just know him like If you watched any of my latest videos, you would know that I said I don't remember characters' names. And sometimes these are characters in movies I've seen multiple times, and I just call them by the actor's name. Like I was talking about uh yeah, I was talking about Iron Man. And I knew Tony Stark. I did not know Jeff Bridges' character's name. So we just called him Jeff Bridges in that video. Um but oh, this camera is going to give me issues. Stop it. What are you doing? Ugh. Ugh. I am so sick. I think it's this connection. This connection. Will you please? What is going on, camera? Excuse me while I get my camera to working. Oh, here it goes. Oh, and then it's gone again. I don't know what is your issue. I don't know what is your issue. Okay. Okay, let's stop the cam. Let's just stop the cam. It's not making any. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we see there goes the picture, and you see that's Galinda. That's that girl. I don't even know the actress's name, but that's that girl, and that's Bowen Yang. So his name is Fanny. Is the P silent? And his name is it Fanny? Fonny? Like Fonny Willis? What is this boy's name? I don't know that. I don't know that name. Fonny? Fanny? Okay, let's move on. Ooh, Kieran Culkin won. I thought we went past all the Oscar ones. Won the 2025 Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Oh, did he? Good for him. A category which found him up against his Succession brother Jeremy Strong. What film was Strong nominated for? Dude, I don't know. The Apprentice. Wait a minute, he was in The Apprentice. Wait a minute, The Apprentice was nominated for an Oscar. Okay, this shows what is going on? Why is this no longer showing? Okay, now everything is messing up. Okay, stop sharing. I am sorry. Everything is screwing up. Great. I gotta do this all over again. Come on. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. I was completely checked out of the Oscars this year. I have no idea who won anything. I have no idea what was nominated. I have no idea who was nominated. I know nothing. I'm like Jon Snow. I know nothing. And Michelle would never get that is because she can't get past season 1, episode 1 of Game of Thrones. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. In what year did streaming only movies become eligible for the Oscars? Well, that's 2025, right? I just heard that was. I feel attacked. I'm saying if the non-watching shoes fit, you gotta wear them. But I think the answer is 2025 because I just heard that I just heard about it. I just heard about it. Maybe it's 2026, but I think I just heard about it. So it's 2025 or 26. Let's see what they say. 2020. I seriously just heard about this year that streaming only movies were eligible for an Oscar. And you're saying, oh, they had to do it 2020 because nobody was going to the theaters, and then no movie could be nominated for an Oscar. Because before then, you would have to be in the theaters and, at least 3 weeks before you could be eligible. But I guess now you don't have to be in the theater anymore. Yeah, it was the panini. It was the panini, the pancake, the Panera bread. Uh, so the panini brought us some good stuff. We got to watch movies at home. I enjoyed that very much. I enjoyed watching, like, because the the Metropolitan Opera, in New York, they allowed you to watch their operas free on their app. So I watched at least 3 or 4, because I mean, technically, they only showed the things during the afternoon, and technically, I was supposed to be working because I was working from home, but I just had the opera on while I was working. Quote unquote. Oh, I just got it. Panini. Woo, how much is you sipping? How much is you sipping, Michelle? I should be sipping. Normally for a celebration, I would be sipping, but I didn't go out and buy anything special. So no sipping for me today. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Who plays Paul Atreides in the original Dune film? I know this one because I thought they was about to say, the new Dune, and I know the new Dune is Timothy Chalamet, but I guess they figured everybody would know it. I know the original. I still haven't seen the original Dune, but I've seen, like, what do you call it? The poster. So I've seen the dude. I'm pretty sure it's him. I'm pretty sure that's the character he's playing. Because I mean, they have his face all large in the poster. So I'm gonna say Cal McLaughlin. And if you don't know who that is, that's Trey from Sex and the City. So let's see if Cal McLaughlin played Paul Atreides. Yes, I was right. Give me one. Give me one. I have one. I have one. Okay. So I lost count of how many we're gonna do, how many we've done. So we're gonna do 3 more, and then we're gonna check on the code. Okay. Which beloved action movie starring Eddie Murphy had a sequel released in 2024? Oh, I still my score is negative at this point. You got this one because we started watching this at your house, Michelle. We started watching this at your daddy's house. Which beloved action movie? It was on Netflix, starring Eddie Murphy, had a sequel released in 2024. Beverly Hills Cop. Yes. Beverly Hills Cop, I think it's 4. I still haven't seen 3, but so I think it's 4, and I still haven't finished watching it. So I hope it's still on Netflix so I can finish. Um, uh, how many did I say? I'm not even sipping. Okay, we said 3 more. Okay, here we go. The first Mickey Mouse film from 1928 entered the public domain in 2024. What is the name of that movie? Oh, Steamboat Willie. That was an easy one. This thing is delayed. Lol. It is. I don't know why, but it has like, I don't know, a 5 second delay, which is really long when you're waiting for someone to answer you. um, yeah, this one I knew. Excuse me. So the first Mickey Mouse film from 1928. It's a Mickey Mouse film. He's never called Mickey Mouse in it. It's called Steamboat Willie. So his name, I guess, is Steamboat Willie, not Mickey Mouse. So that character in itself is in the domain, not Mickey Mouse. The Mickey Mouse from Steamboat Willie, that's in public domain. So basically, Steamboat Willie is in public domain. Like I can play Steamboat Willie right now, and it's not gonna get taken down because it's in the public domain. Bam. Okay. All right. An Easter egg in the Garfield movie shows everyone's favorite grumpy cat unlocking his phone with the password 061978. What makes that number significant? I'm thinking it's June 1978. And maybe that was the first comic published of Garfield. June 1978. That's what I'm going to guess. That's what I'm guessing. Okay. First episode, I don't think it was on. I think it came on in the 80s. I don't think it was on in the 70s. I think it was, or maybe the 90s. I can't even remember. I feel like Garfield was on in the 90s. I forgot it was a comic. Yeah. It was a comic first because it used to be in like newspapers and stuff. So I'm thinking it's June 1978 and that it was the first published comic of Garfield. You know, in the city where the dude who writes Garfield is from, they like have a Garfield museum filled with Garfield artifacts. Yes, this is true. I saw it on YouTube. It represents the date of cartoonist Jim Davis's first Garfield comic strip publication, June 19th, 1978. All right. Okay, last one. Of course, there's a okay. Which actor played Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, voiced Ian and Onward, and starred in Uncharted? That one is super simple because there's only one Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, yes, we did have Spider-Man No Way Home, and the other two Spider-Man came over from Sony to the MCU, but I don't think that counts as a Marvel Cinematic. They never had their own movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so they're not Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man. So it's Tom Holland. Wait. That's DJ's favorite Spider-Man. Tom Holland. Tom Holland, aka Zendaya's man. Uncharted was good. I I haven't watched Uncharted. He stole TJ's girl. Yeah, DJ loves Zendaya. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I think when Tyler was his age, he was all about Beyonce. Okay, so we got this one. Bam. Tom Holland. You know what? Since we're on 14, we're gonna do one more. 15. Let's see what 15 is. Who was the narrator in the classic film Stand By Me? Oh, Michelle, you should know this one. This is a Stephen King movie. Garfield still airing? No, it was they had like a couple of Garfield movies. Like they had a couple of Garfield movies with Bill Murray as the voice of Garfield. And okay, funny story about how Bill Murray um became the voice of Garfield, he doesn't have an agent. All he has is a 1-800 number. So you call that 1-800, you leave a message and say, hey, we want you to act in this movie. Now, I think the director of the movies he was in was called Paul Anderson. I think that's what it is, because he thought they were talking about Paul Thomas Anderson. So, the director of all those quirky movies. I think he was in a couple of movies with him, so he should have known better. Um, but Paul Thomas Anderson. So he said yes without even looking at the Garfield script because he thought it was his boy. Well, it wasn't his boy. He was stuck. He was stuck. I think he must have signed a contract or something before he knew he was stuck. That's hilarious. I was like, wow, crazy. So they had a couple of those movies, and then they just did some newer movies just recently. But I don't know who did the voice of Garfield in those movies. I don't know who did the voice of in the newer ones. But yeah, okay. So Michelle, who is the narrator in the classic film Stand By Me? I know you know this movie. I know you know this movie because it's a Stephen King movie. And now she leaves me hanging. Okay, this is the last one. You got to tell me you don't know because I'll tell you. One of my favorites. Yes. That's why I'm like, you got to know who this is. Okay. He, what am I going to say? He was in some Stephen King movies, I think. Definitely, what is that? And I can't think of the name of the movie. Encounters of the Third Kind or the whatever kind. That the alien movie that's not E.T. He was in a Stephen King movie about aliens that wasn't E.T. Bam. Dreyfuss. Yes. Richard Dreyfuss is the narrator. Bam. Okay, and we are through today. We'll do that. We'll do some more during another celebration live. Okay. One of my favorites. Okay, Michelle, since you were so kind to give me a goodness super chat. Oh, I need to goodness. Let's do that. Since you were so kind to give me a super chat, let's see if my camera is going to. Here we go. It is up to you whether or not we hear the High School Musical story. Yes, to 2.3 thousand subscribers. Yay! Thank you. I'm happy. I'm very happy. So it's up to you whether or not we hear the High School Musical story before we end this stream. Do you want to hear it? I don't know if you heard. It was High School Musical 3. I don't know. I probably told you this story before. You probably know it. So it's up to you if you want to hear it again. You are definitely sipping. Tell it, Sugarfoot. Okay. So I can't remember what year it is. But basically, Disney shooting High School Musical 3. And it became a big thing because they were like, they're going to put this is going to be theatrical because the first two were, direct to cable. So I worked in the department that dealt with the photos. So like, a photographer will go to the set, take a bunch of scene stills, and then they would send those pictures. I'm pretty sure they sent it directly to, like, we worked with one specific company that that printed all our stills. So he would send his stills over to that company. They would print all the stills, and we would get like a binder, like thick binders, this thick. Dag, you can't see me. Oh shoot. What is going on? You know what? Let's okay. Sorry. I don't know what that camera was doing. It was doing something crazy. I have to fix it later. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay. So they will send these huge like 5-inch thick binders. And we would get like maybe, I can't remember how many binders, but whatever. We would get the binders from the company, and then the photographer, the editors will go through and pick out, pictures they may want to use, we may want to use in uh marketing. So all of the um High School Musical, like the principals had photo kill. They could be like, I don't want this picture to be used. So that was Zach, Vanessa, the black boy, the black girl, and Sharpay, and the other blonde boy. I don't know their names. But the 6 kids, those 6 main kids had photo kills. And so the thing is, everybody had to approve. If one person killed it, it was dead. So I had to create a Excel sheet. So whenever we get so we'd send the photos that we wanted to use to their publicist or whatnot. And then the publicist will send back, okay, we like this photo, we don't like this photo. So whenever I get a photo in, I would put each picture had a number. So I'd put the picture number on the side, and then I put their names on the top. And then I will put in whether each person said yes or no. And I was very happy I did that, because you want to know why? And I don't know if you've seen High School Musical 3, but there is a scene, for whatever reason, of Zac Efron in the shower. And so that day, the photographer was on set that day. So there's like a ton of pictures of Zac Efron in the shower. And so they picked out some of those. And I think he killed all of the photos of him in the shower. He didn't want those, either him or his publicist killed it. So they didn't want those pictures could not get out. Well, guess what got out? The pictures of Zac Efron in the shower. Someone had put the pictures on eBay to sell them like an idiot, and everyone just took the screenshot of the pictures and made all of these what do you call it, like photo collages with music, and posted it to YouTube. Like seriously, it was that quick. It was like it happened overnight. Somebody posted on eBay the next day. There was tons of these videos on YouTube of just the photo collage of him in the shower. And again, it was my job to be in control of those photos. And I didn't have an office. My whole area was out in the open. So all those pictures were out in the open on my desk. So it was about to be my fault that those pictures got out. But what I did was I watched the YouTube videos. I wrote down the numbers because like they screenshot everything, so you could see the numbers of the pictures that had gotten exposed. And I went and I compared the numbers of the pictures in the YouTube videos to my Excel sheet. And like I would put the picture down when we sent the photos out. So we like, okay, we sent out these photos. I would put those pictures down. So then when they came back, the picture was already there, and I could just blah 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 blah. So when I looked at my Excel sheet, it said, I was like, we never sent any of these photos out. These photos were not sent out. We didn't send them to, Zach or the other. They were never sent to the publicist. These are photos that should have been in the binders here. They should have never left here. And what happened is, because High School Musical was such a huge, such a big deal, they were taking more pictures than they took for any other movie. Like, say, every other movie averaged 50,000 stills over the course of a movie. Well, High School Musical 3 had 85,000. So what would happen is, um because we were recycling the binders that we got from the store, because we didn't have all that space and blah 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 blah. So what I had to do was I had to pull out every single picture we didn't use and then send them to another part on the Disney lot to be shredded. But I was having enough time keeping up with all the pictures going in and out. I didn't have enough time to take out the pictures and shred them. So this other guy, who it wasn't his job, thought he would help me out and just sent. He was like, he decided to just send back the binders filled with pictures, because he was like, well, the photo company could just take the pictures out themselves before they put the new pictures back in. So he did that for a few times. I didn't know he was doing that. My boss didn't know he was doing that. He just did that on his own. And then so then by that time we realized, okay, it was somebody at the photo place. So then by the time we had this realization, like, seriously, my boss had been on the phone with the legal department all day. So this was like late in the afternoon when we had this epiphany. And the guy who normally picks up and drops off for us from that photo store had came in, and I almost told him, dude, you have no idea what we've been going through. And somebody was like, shh, we don't know if it was him. So I mean, they didn't say that, but somebody sort of motioned to me, so, and I stopped. And I was just like, it's been a hectic day. But we found out he very innocently took the photos home because he thought, oh, well, we don't want them. If, like, because what people say, if you throw something in the trash, then you don't own it anymore. But that's not how the legality of these photos went. Is like, if we don't use these photos don't exist. They can't exist anywhere. So they have to be. This is not legally. You can't pull these photos out of the trash and be like, well, you didn't use them, so they're ours now. He took them home. His roommate put them on eBay. And I don't know if he got fired, but most likely he did, and his roommate did it to him. But that was, you don't know how I was like, what is going to happen to me? What is going to happen to me? Oh my God. That was a touch and go day. And I think I probably ended the day with a headache. Um, but and as the thing about it is, because it's like, it's not about the fact that, oh, we see these pictures of Zac Efron in his in a towel, because these were taken from a scene that is still in the movie. But it was like, he said, he never got a chance to approve those pictures. He's never seen those pictures. And he had said he did not want any of the pictures of him in the towel to be released. So Disney was worried about getting sued. So, we had to, somebody had to be put on the fire, and it was almost me. But thank God I'm here. I've never been sued. Okay. So that is all for today's stream. Again, we'd like to thank my friend Michelle for the super chat. She's the reason why you get to hear that story. But yes, so I don't know when else I am going live, but Thankfully, this week, your videos are coming on time. They are already scheduled to go out Wednesday and Friday at 7 a.m. Give me a hand because it was hard. It was hard. Yes, sister from another mister. We have literally known each other our entire lives. So I'm not gonna say. I was gonna do a comparison, but nobody wants to be comparison to those two people. But like yeah, so this week's videos, if I'm recalling correctly, are based around Harry Potter, y'all. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, I got two videos for you, Wednesday and Thursday. You should enjoy them. All right. So, thank you for streaming. Thank you for being on the live with me. I don't know when I will be back. But just keep an eye on the posts, the community posts, and I will always let you know. Thanks.